Hey, what's up? I'm Cody the Coin Raptor, and today I want to talk about one metric that points towards Bitcoin investors being more bullish today than they have been since 2021, aka the last bull market. But before we get to that, make sure you smash that subscribe button to see my latest content. Leave a like if you like this content and would like to see more. First off, we're going to talk about our Bitcoin chart TA. And so last time we talked about chart TA, I put in this bear flag here, and I said that this bear flag is going to be key for the short term of the Bitcoin price action. And so far, that does still seem to be the case. So I've put this red line here as the current resistance for Bitcoin. And let's say that's about 17,000 or so. And it's had a difficult time trying to overcome that level. We've seen here that during Wednesday's big increase, it came up, it touched that level, came back down again. Thursday failed to break out. Friday looked like it was going to break out and then came back down again. And then finally here on Saturday when I'm recording this video, it seems like it's also had a hard time breaking out here above 17,000. But if it does wind up breaking above this 17,000 level, then it's much more likely what we're going to see is probably a run up here to about 18,000 or so. However, this level still remains the key factor. And I still believe right now that the environment, the macro environment for Bitcoin is not a great environment. And I don't really expect any sort of run up here to be, say, the end of the bear market or even the bear market low, at least in the context of the current macroeconomic conditions. So right now, what we're seeing is if Bitcoin can come above this level, the 17,000 level, and if it continues to fail to break out above the 17,000 level, then we are definitely going to see a return to the lows, again, below probably 16,300. We're going to come all the way down here, most likely to this range right here, 16,300, and then maybe even below that to about 15,800. So if you take a look at the RSI, I have the daily RSI up here right now. And again, as a reminder, RSI is going to show us like the strength. It's the relative strength index. You can kind of think of it like either an indicator that'll show you that a stock or a crypto is overbought or oversold, depending on if it's above or below these levels. Usually above 70, that's overbought. Below 30, that's oversold. And so what we're seeing here right now is that Bitcoin has spent very little time here above this 50 level. It's like dead in the middle right now. And the time it's spent above that level has been very short-lived in the past couple of months. So we'd like to see in a strong Bitcoin breakout, is it actually coming above that 50 level and remaining above that 50 level for a couple of months at least. That would give us an indication that the bullish sentiment has returned fully to Bitcoin. However, there's another indicator that I want to talk about that is extremely bullish right now. And so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Bitcoin funding rate. So with the Bitcoin funding rate, this is going to give you the funding rate on the perpetual contracts. And so one thing we can see here is that today we have the absolute greenest, or I guess you could say the highest funding rate day we've had in almost a year. If you go all the way back here, right at the bottom here, you can see that the last time we had a funding rate that's this high was back in November of 2021, aka the top of the bull market. All right. So what this means right now is that the investors, the investing community, traders, they are being very bullish to start the year off. And the fact that this is such a strong signal right now has kind of also shown up in the price, where the price hasn't really come down much. It's just kind of trended sideways. And yesterday when I talked about the miners actually recovering quite a bit, this kind of all fits together as pieces to the puzzle. And so what we're seeing right now is that we're seeing an increased strength in bullish momentum heading into the year. The year is only 1 month or 1 week old so far, but what we're seeing is that increased bullish perspective to start the year off. Now, whether or not this is carried onto a higher move for the Bitcoin price or not, this remains to be seen, because we have to have not only just one day of this extremely bullish sentiment, but we have to have multiple days of extremely bullish sentiment in order to give us a long-term price change, a long-term trend change in the Bitcoin price. So this is something I'm going to be monitoring from here on out, just to see if we can maintain this momentum of bullishness right now in the Bitcoin price. I would definitely not get too far ahead of myself, though. This is more like a cautiously optimistic sort of reading of things, in which some people might see that this is the end of continued capitulation or continued selling. But I would be very cautiously optimistic, very cautious about being overly optimistic about this, because I still think that there's quite a bit of pain ahead of us when it comes to Bitcoin, again, from a macroeconomic standpoint. But this is a encouraging sign to anybody who's bullish on Bitcoin to see the fact that this funding rate is so positive and so high. It means that the longs are having to spend quite a bit of money in premiums in order to maintain their position as longs in these perpetual contracts. And then next thing I want to talk about is the Bitcoin total liquidations. So over the last couple of days, we've seen a very few number of long liquidations in the past couple of days since the first of the year. And in fact, we've seen quite a few short liquidations to start the year off. January 1st, we had 9 million of liquidations. January 3rd, 11 million of liquidations. And then we had January 5th, $7 million of liquidations. So well over almost $30 million of total short liquidations for this year to start off with. And that is also, I think, shows the bullish nature of investors and enthusiasts and hodlers coming into the new year. All right. Next, I want to go ahead and talk about Ethereum as well. So Ethereum has been stuck in this sideways channel for some time now. We see here that the resistance level for Ethereum right now is at 1277. I put this in red here. And then their supports is down here at about 1166. Now with Ethereum has been climbing like crazy over the past couple of days. Like I said, this bullish sentiment has gone to both Ethereum and Bitcoin and BNB, as we'll see here in the next chart. But what is likely to happen over the next coming days is we'll probably see some more sideways action unless it can break through this resistance level here at 1280. If it can break through that resistance level at 1280, what you're probably going to see is a pop that can come all the way up here to maybe even 1600. That's really tough to believe that it can come all the way up there, but it is possible because there's just not a lot of action in this whole area here. But what I would like to see, if it can break through this level of 1280, I'd like to see it push above at about 1350. And then if it goes from 1350 and it can break through that level, next what you're looking at is 1600. That's what I think is likely if we can get a push above this 1280 level and then this 1330 level. However, that being said, personally, I think what's still much more likely when it comes to Ethereum is that we come down here into this buy zone, or at the very least, we come down here and retest 1165. That would stay within the current sideways action without having to require a massive amount of volume and buying pressure in order to push the price higher past this resistance point here. So absent of that and having a massive amount of volume push it that high, I think we're probably going to come back down and retest the bottom part of this channel at about 1167. Next, for our Binance coin. Binance coin is a little bit different than Ethereum and Bitcoin. So what we have here is resistance at about 261 and then support here at about 240. So it's been kind of chopping sideways between these two levels here for some time now, ever since the December 16th capitulation. But we go down here, we take a look at our RSI on the daily. We can see that it's at 54 right now, and it, just like Bitcoin and Ethereum, has spent very little time above this level, and right now it's testing the resistance of this RSI, and it's going to be really tough to push above this without having the proper volume, and volume has been very weak for Binance coin. If you take a look at here, you can see there you have a noticeable downslope here of volume, and the volume has been decreasing rapidly since the massive capitulation we saw back in December. So with Binance coin, I think just like with Ethereum, you're going to probably see it come down to the bottom end of this channel at about 240, and then it could potentially, if it breaks through that support level, then it can come back down here to about 220 or so. On the other hand, if it breaks through this resistance, which it's testing right now, but again, you're going to need serious volume in order to push it past this resistance level, then what you're going to probably wind up seeing is it coming back up here to about 277, and then maybe even up here to about 291 or so. That's what I'm seeing for that price. All right, so that's all I've got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about what's going to be going on with crypto and Bitcoin and the Bitcoin price, and your opinion on Ethereum and your Ethereum chart TA if you guys have that. And so what do you guys think about the Bitcoin funding rate and the fact that people are overly, I would say overly bullish to start the new year. Does that signal the end of the bear market? I personally don't think so, but I need to see more data in order to back up that assumption. Okay, so leave a comment below, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next video.